You are listening to the Arcade Brothers only on the 4-eyed radio network The Fern.
Hey Kyle, don't you hate it when you don't have a shirt to wear?
I'm completely naked.
I know, who wants to see man boobs?
No one.
So what can they do to cover their naked bodies up with?
They can cover most of their naked bodies up with at teespring.com/arcadebros.
Wait, are you saying we have products to sell?
We do. Right now, for a limited time only, you yourself could be the proud owner of a Arcade Brothers t-shirt.
Wowie wow wowzers!
You can say that again.
Wowie wow wowzers!
It's only $12.50 and all the proceeds go to us.
That sounds like a steal!
A steal for us.
Yeah!
teespring.com/arcadebros. That's where you can find those clothes.
And don't forget, cover up your boobs, unless you're a woman. Then flaunt what your mama gave you.
Indeed!
Hello and welcome to another brand new episode of the Arcade Bros. This track that you're listening to right now is actually from the Scott Pilgrim video game. The guy who does all that music actually has very good talent. I like half the stuff. It brings back like this old school 8-bit with a twist. So that's where you can find this stuff in. Of course, as always, I'm your host, Player One, with my co-host
Kyle.
Player 2. Greetings, everybody. Yes, we are back from the live show we had Monday night for the Grand Theft Auto 5 game. Of course, you can listen to all of our shows and find us at www.arcade-bros.com, part of the 4i radio network, The Fern. To listen to the shows, you can find us on iTunes, Stitcher, Zune Marketplace, BlackBerry Podcast, Miro Guide, Mixcloud, Double Twist, simply by typing in Arcade Bros and enjoy. And you can also find us on Spreaker or Specker.
I think it's Spreaker.
Spreaker. Okay.
Like speaker, but with an R.
Okay. Yar. Actually, that was Talk Like a Pirate Day not too long ago. Of course, you can also join us on our team in quest for the charity for Extra Life for Kids. Go to www.extra-life.org for more information. Type in Arcade Bros if you want to play for our team, or simply search for either Stephen Mooney or Kyle Mooney to find our names on there. We do have, I think, 3 people part of the team right now, including myself, Kyle, and Eric Dewey from Socially Awkward. We're still waiting on Matt Renfrew to join the team. I think Matt and I came up with an idea that we might just play Grand Theft Auto 5 for the entire day, which is kind of funny. Also, we're brought to you by American Joy Print Shop, official sponsor of the 4i Radio Network. Business cards, flyers, posters, banners, vinyl cuts, car wraps, and more. Visit americajoy.com for more information and tell them the Fern sent you. So without further ado, Kyle, before we jump into all of our great segments, what's been new with you this week?
Ooh, really nothing new. I've been playing jump back into Skyrim. Just because it was like, I kind of felt like, I want to play something that I wanted to get into something and didn't know what. So I was like, well, let me try that. Mustard jar!
Mustard jar. It's all up in your car. Oh my God. How do I clean this up with no gas? Oh my God, look at that. Mr. Clean has my ass. Oh, I thought you were going to keep going while I give you some background music.
I was I was swept away. I thought I was in Skyrim again that second. But yeah, so I started playing that again. I was great about it too, because Lindsay was like, well, where are you in this game? I was completely like, I don't remember. I'm just going to start over real quick because it's easier just to breeze through stuff that you've already done.
Yeah.
Especially when you're not caring about I need to
when you
everything.
Pretty much know everything, you don't really have to. I remember because I plan on doing that with actually Oblivion, because I want to do the Mage Quest, but in my actual game I was kicked out of the Mage Quest and I have to find this bullshit thing. So I thought about what I'm just going to do? I'm just going to create a wizard person, get all my magic up and stuff like that, complete the tutorial, and just literally hit all the Mage Guilds quests and just get done with them. And then it's like I really don't have to do any of the story quests in there and stuff like that. And then all you got to do is just finish the Thieves Quest, which I've already started with my current game, and then I'll pretty much have all the achievements for that game. So it's a phenomenal thing. But back to you. So what did you play your character as this time?
Well, it was the same. I either play as the Argonian or I play as a Nord. And then as I was playing it, I went a completely different direction. I was just like, oh, well, let me go over here real quick. And I ended up finding things that I hadn't done yet. So it was really cool to, like, after playing the game almost a year, about 100 hours, starting a game over and then just saying, like, oh, let me go over this way. And then finding, like, a whole new, like, thing was pretty amazing. So, plus I have all the DLC, so what's cool is, like, I still have, like, you hear the vampires and the Dawn Guard, they're like, they're making the Dawn Guard. And, like,
the one stuff I still have to get in the Dawn Guard, which I'm not looking forward to, is I have to do the vampire part where I have to turn myself into a vampire, and it's just really hard as hell.
And see, I never did that. I went the other way where I was like, oh, I'll just join the Dawn Guard, which is that part where you, like, where he asks you, like, you can never come back to this island. You're like, well, fuck it, I'll just come back over if I want to, and I'll kill you all.
Yeah.
So I was like, no, I'm not going to come back. So then I was just like, all right. So, but I heard there's, like, quests on her side that do stuff, and then there's quests on his side.
Well, the thing is the thing you do actually with the Dawn Guard is after the end of it, that vampire chick you get on your team, she has the choice at the end to be like, you can go up to her anytime and be like, yeah, turn me into a vampire. So basically, I was a werewolf, and what I did with that quest, because you could build up your werewolf skill, and what's cool part about it is every time I killed somebody, I would just turn into a werewolf and then just eat everybody that I killed, because that's how you build up your stamina. So you literally just go through the thing normally, kill everybody, turn into a werewolf, and then eat everybody's corpse, and it was like so much easier to build your stuff up as a werewolf. The vampire, on the other hand, it's like you literally have to kill people by just sucking them dry, but then people are just like, but I still got to complete the newest one that came out as well, the Dragonborn one.
Yeah.
So,
and I got to build the house and stuff. Like, I ended up getting that because it was like only like 400 points.
Yeah, it's so stupid though. It's just like, on this old house, I'm building a house.
Dragonborn.
But what I hate is I went to adopt a kid just so I could get that achievement. And the woman's like, "What do you do for a living?" I'm like, "I'm the Dragonborn." She's like, "Yeah, I don't think that's safe for a child." I was like, "What?"
Safer with me than with you.
Yeah, you.
You like blast her out the window.
That's cool. So, anything else you've been playing, or you just died?
I literally just started that. That's like the only one that's fresh in my mind. I started playing a little bit of what was that Rainbow game that was free to download. It's like Las Vegas.
Rainbow Six, yeah.
Yeah, the Las Vegas
I still have to
one.
download that. I actually missed the Magic one, but I wasn't really like, I don't want to play. So, yeah, I still got to download that one because I want to give that a shot.
It's pretty
Rainbow
fun.
Six.
Yeah.
Can you do online play with that?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
I think it's just like the digital copy. It's the same as like if you had the disc. So there's an online map still. There was still like a multiplayer co-op, and then, of course, there was just like the single play. And single play is all I was doing. And, of course, I was like not doing
I played the demo of it, and I was just sucking balls at it because it was literally like, it's like, okay, I'm going to move in, and I'm like, and then you're dead. It's like, you got to sneak in.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. That's what they told me. They got to sneak in. But what was great about it is I just ran in and I jumped on something. I was like, Hua! And then like because I was in a spot, the computer just like wigged out and it got stuck. And so these guys were just in there like all cockeyed, and I was able just to be like, pew, pew.
Oh, that's always fun.
How about you, Steve? What have you been playing?
I've been playing a bunch of different things. Of course, I picked up the Grand Theft Auto 5. I'm not too far into that right now, but it is very well put together. I mean, it's beautiful looking. There's so much you can do. Like, it's almost like it's like a blown away with Skyrim, and they really took a lot of aspects from Red Dead Redemption, where it's a lot easier to, like, when you're driving and you have to shoot people and stuff like that. They made that easier compared to Grand Theft Auto 4. I do like with Grand Theft Auto 5 now, when you're doing a mission, say if you fail or die during that mission, you restart at a checkpoint.
Oh, right.
You don't have to restart the entire mission, because that's what I hated about Grand Theft Auto. That's why I never
pick up this for guy, and then like it's like checkpoint, and then it's like,
Yeah, so you could get, so it actually wants you, it makes you want to play more because you're like, oh, I'm almost done with this. I got to the checkpoint. I just have to figure out what I need to do and stuff like that. Because there's this one part in it where it's just crazy. Like, you're playing as his name is Michael. He's like the old retired kind of mob boss guy, and you have to go save his son. Like, his son tried to sell his boat, and the guys ripped him off. So then he's driving. So literally, there's a part where you have to drive underneath your kid and have him, like, you have to be at the same kind of speed and everything like that. So you're dodging cars and everything like that, and then he has to drop into the car. So they did like make a lot of cool aspects and different things like that. So, and then the other guy I have is Franklin. He's the African American gentleman. He's like, but it's kind of cool because you kind of see like where the mob boss lives and where Franklin lives, and it's like kind of like the ghetto and everything like that. And then we still are looking for the other guy. I guess he hasn't joined the team yet. So, but it looks like it's really kind of cool and unique how things are going. And I do like the fact where it's all like, oh, I'm done with all this guy's missions, and you click the button and then he goes to the other guy. But it's kind of funny how they're like, they just go off and do their own kind of thing, like when they're walking around. So it's like The Sims. So it is really fun. I do give them credit. I am looking forward to the multiplayer mode when that finally gets released online. The other game I've been playing is Diablo 3, of course. Really getting into that. I think I'm at about level 19 with one of my characters, and it's just fun and stuff like that. And it's funny because there's like so many things that I keep learning, because literally I played Diablo 1. Never played Diablo 2 because I never had a computer that could handle it. I'm pretty sure if I could find it today, I could probably go ahead and play it now. And that was one of the games that they never released on a console, Diablo 2, I think.
Yeah, because they said they never released Diablo 2. They released Diablo, and then they released. I think that was it. Like,
yeah, they just released Diablo.
3.
Diablo 1 was the only one that went to a console, and it was only for PlayStation, I believe. I don't know if it went to N64 or anything. I don't think it did.
Yeah, I don't think it
but
did.
Yeah, Diablo 2 never came out, I believe, for any other console. I could be wrong.
Yeah, I don't think it did either. As far as I knew, it only came out for
But
PC.
coming out for the third one, multiplayer is fun. I did get to play with Madam Geek for a little bit with that. We did. It's cool because it's kind of like Borderlands, where like if you pick up gold, it goes to everybody.
Nice.
If you pick up potions, it goes to everybody. Like refills their health. The only thing you have to worry about is like the items. So you have to really look at the items. And if someone picks something up, the cool part is you can drop it and give it to somebody else. Because
so if I pick up like a bow and arrow,
yeah, or something like that, because there's only certain weapons certain people can use and stuff like that.
I heard a lot of people do that. I know there was one guy, I saw one group play, and what they did is they made like the barbarian just the guy to carry everything. So he would just keep picking up all the items, and then every so often they would stop, and he'd be like, okay, here's what I got, and then would drop out what they needed.
Yeah, the only problem I have with it is when you're playing multiplayer, like when you level up and stuff like that, and you want to check out your new skills and re-equip stuff, it's like you have to stop everything and pause it and stuff, so it's kind of
having like its own little window.
So what I'm curious about, if you're actually playing online, if it's just, you pause your character, you can work on your stuff, and then everybody.
So yeah, that's what someone else told me too, because the only footage I've seen is with people on like the same console. Because I saw like the Penny Arcade guys do the whole like tutorial level.
Yeah,
hilarious. It's fun to watch because they're just like ripping on each other, and they keep doing the Kane voice. Like it's like
stay a while, listen.
Well, the one guy he was saying like drink a Red Bull, like as Kane.
What is funny, though, I'm listening to Kane's voice, and it sounds like, and I have to check this, it sounds like the guy from Space Ghost.
Oh, right.
Like the guy who played Space Ghost, and he's just doing like kind of like an older version of Space Ghost.
No one ever believes Kane.
So it's just kind of funny, but yeah. So I mean, it's a fun game. It's really unique. It's great. Like I'm playing as a demon hunter. That's like my highest level character. I did start a mage and I did start a barbarian. But yeah, it's just totally fun. But what I like about it's like certain weapons. But I didn't realize because I never played Diablo 2, so all the new stuff that is either implemented from that, and then they improved on some stuff. I guess you can upgrade your blacksmith, and that's how you get more weapons and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You actually, when you're playing by yourself, you get these followers that come with you. So you have a Templar or a mage or a thief,
right,
that can join you. But I didn't realize you can equip them with skills, and you can give them better weapons and stuff like that.
They added in Diablo 2 was basically when you did a quest, you got this Amazon girl who could shoot arrows, and then you could be like a guy with a stick or a barbarian, like things like that. Like you could upgrade them, and they actually would level up with you.
Yes, that's
like,
what
they didn't really have any like stats or like skills you could choose, but they like
one that you can actually they'll have like certain things locked until a certain level, and then you could pick like the Templar. He has a thing where he's like, well, he can go into berserk mode, or you can have him heal the entire team.
Nice.
Different stuff like that. So the thief can do different things. So it's actually really quite fun. I do like the different moves I have gotten with the demon hunter is a lot of fun. I like how I have dueling crossbows right now, so that's kind of cool. You do different things and all this kind of stuff. So yeah, Diablo 3 is a really great game. I'm pretty sure it's probably, like everyone says, it's probably a lot better on the PC, yada yada yada. But I do like the control schemes on the Xbox. It's very easy to use, very easy to lay out all your weapons and stuff like that. So hopefully when I get done with that, because I think I'm on Act 2 now. I don't think the game's too long because I think there's only like 3 acts, but we'll see what happens. And then of course I got Rayman Legends. And that is fantastic. The humor in it is great. The level design is phenomenal. The characters, like you unlock a bunch of different characters. There's like all these female like warrior princesses that you have to save, and then you can play as them, and they all have like different weapons and stuff like that. So like one has an axe, one has a sword, all these kind of cool different things. So and then like some of the levels, like the last levels, like the one demo that they released was Castle Rock, where you're running down and it's playing like this like heavy metal thing, but like everything goes along with it. So like if you see a thing hit, it's like bo-dun-dun. And then the next one that I played was called the Toad Orchestra, and it was like a classical kind of music, but you're running through the level. It's just so much fun with some of these levels where you just kind of like run through, and it gives you like this kind of music beat and stuff. So yeah, again, and of course it got 9.5 when it came out. So I would definitely check out Rayman Legends. If you never played Rayman Origins, pick it up. Get Rayman Legends. They're both great games, fantastic looking. I just love the art design in it. It's really cool to see Rayman back in like a new kind of format, because he originally was a side-scrolling game, and then he became a 3D game, which are actually really good. In fact, it was funny because I didn't really like the third one. I liked it, but I didn't like how they actually gave him voices. What I actually liked in the second one is they all kind of had their own language. So they sat there, they'd be like, and then we had like the subtitles at the bottom to learn everything and stuff like that. So I thought that was kind of unique. And then in the third one, they actually went with Glowbox. They gave him John Leguizamo was the voice of Glowbox in that. So that was kind of unique and weird. So, but yeah, those are the games I've been playing. I still need to pick up, of course, download the Rainbow Six Vegas because that's free. Right. So if you haven't downloaded it yet, that is free, I think, until the end of the month. So definitely check that out. So, of course, we'll jump into gaming news now. So, Kyle, I had no idea this happened. So, the creator of the Game Boy passed away at 85.
Yeah, basically, he was the gentleman's name was Hiroshi Yamayushi.
Mm-hmm.
Hiroshi Yamayushi. He was 85. He ended up, I guess, passing away due to pneumonia in the hospital. But he was the president of Nintendo from 2002 to about 2008. But he was instrumental in like the decisions between the Game Boy Color. He was actually one of the leaders who like made the Game Boy what it was. So like that brick that everyone remembers, like he was the one behind that design and the functionality of it.
Oh wow.
He's credited for doing a lot of things, like especially with Donkey Kong Country, with Star Fox, especially the Rumble Pack.
Oh wow.
These kind of things were like some of the
things he implemented.
Exactly. He tried to help them break it out, and I think he even said like what he always liked about games where you fly was like the aspect of like, oh, I'm in control, but he never felt that you were really in control because he used to fly planes and stuff.
Oh, okay.
So he knew like that things shook and when you bamfed and stuff, like things acted a certain way.
See, that's what I'm really hoping for with the Wii U, because it has a gyro thing in it, kind of like the Game Boy 3DS.
Oh, nice.
And I really hope they do another Star Fox game or implement something with like, like you have all your stuff on the thing, you can hit like buttons for.
And it's neat because I think in the Wii U actually has it first, and now all the other systems have it too. Where eventually, I think if you play like a shooter game on the Wii U, like the triggers themselves have like their own little rumbles.
Yes.
As well as the whole unit has separate rumbles for different things.
Yes.
So, and someone was telling me too, there's a fighting game being worked on right now for Nintendo that if you got hit like over here, like only this side would shake.
Oh yeah.
To indicate like where you're being shot at. So in case you're playing, like I have no clue. Like sometimes that happens. You have that display and you're like,
you don't know where you're getting hit at or something.
Me. So they said like it'll shake on the bottom, the top, or side. So they actually have that now in the Xbox One.
Yeah, the Xbox One coming out on the PlayStation 4. So I mean, that's what I've been saying. Like, as much as everybody was like, "Oh, the Wii U is horrible" or anything like that, it's like Nintendo is a trendsetter of pushing the boundaries and giving us something that like is unique and fun to play and stuff like. Because I remember when the Rumble Pack came out, and we were all like, "Oh, this is gonna be kind of." They were like, "Oh, what's up?" And then, sure enough, as soon as it came out, what does PlayStation do? They released DualShock 2. Xbox, of course, their first system had the Rumble feature in it.
So Star Fox was 10 times more fun when you were like.
Yeah, it was great though and stuff. And actually, it's funny because I do have the remake. For the 3DS, but that's the one thing it's missing is the Rumble feature for it. So you're just sitting there playing it on your DS, which is fun, but it's like it doesn't have that feature again where it's like, okay. So, but yeah, so that's very sad. He passed away in
I think they said it was early like September. They just didn't want to say anything right away. It's because of course, with the new system coming out, like how are you supposed to sit there and promote the new Nintendo, Legend of Zelda, and then be like, oh, by the way, the guy who helped all that shit is dead. So
yeah, so I say big bucket of win, as our friends from Hollywood Babylon would say. Great trend center, and without him, we wouldn't have had the handheld gaming on the roads.
Unlike Steve Ballmer, who's pretty lazy.
Yeah, he's pretty lazy.
But he was in the news again. Every time I see Steve Ballmer come up in the headlines, I'm always just like, whoop!
Oh, Bomber!
Oh, Bomber. Bombers. So yeah, I thought it's sad, but it's also like, you just got to give him like kudos.
Yeah, no, I give him kudos. I think that's great. So now there's a new slim PS Vita with colors. Ooh.
Yeah, this is pretty neat. Like they've been talking about it all week long on Kotaku and a few other websites. It's been getting a lot of good press. Basically, it's kind of, as far as I kind of understand it, it's pretty much like a but with PlayStation like products and stuff. Like you can watch Netflix on it, you can stream Twitch TV and some other channels on there.
Very cool.
You download PS Network games. It has a game controller just like the PS Station, system.
Cool.
It comes with the Vita. Also comes in different colors, and then there's the Vita TV. That's what I was referring to. The Vita TV is what plugs into your console, to your television. You can do stuff. But they also come out with conjunction with that. They're coming out with new Vita colors.
Yeah,
and they're making it a lot smaller, so it's a lot lighter.
Yeah, so
the touch is upgraded, so it's a lot easier to use the touch feature on both the back and the front.
Yeah, so it looks like it has a white. I'm guessing a light blue,
like
a
sky
yellow. I'm gonna say pink. I'm not sure what the next one next to it is. They look both pink to me. So
one's kind of like an orange.
And then the black, which is funny though because the only one I'm gonna probably go with is black.
Black. A lot of people they said they're coming out with like a gunmetal gray. Also,
that'd be kind of cool. Well, they're probably trying to do what the iPhone is and the DS.
DS iPhone, like they're trying to combine.
Well, the DS just did that too. They just finally released a black XL, and I was just kind of like, no, because I ended up getting the red black one, which I mean, not a big deal.
Nice, but it would be nice if it was slicker and looked cooler.
Yeah, so I mean, those are the kind of things. But that's cool, good for them. I mean, it's kind of good that then I kind of waited, I guess, for
getting one. And plus, the prices keeps dropping. Like it just dropped $50. I guarantee after the holiday, it's going to drop again. They're going to do all that kind of stuff. So. And I think if they were smart, they would drop it right before the holiday. But they're going to wait till after.
Well, you never know. I mean, Nintendo obviously they already did their price drop on the Nintendo Wii U right now because this Friday was the release of the console that came with The Legend of Zelda HD. And then if you want the hard copy, that's not coming out. Actually, if you want to digitally download it, you can right now too.
You can do the digital.
Or if you want the hard copy, you just have to wait till October 4th. So
digital download. That's how I say it. I'm just going to just download it.
But in hindsight, also as well, say if you're not a Legend of Zelda fan, you don't want Legend of Zelda. They have released now also for the $300 is the Super Mario Wii U pack, and you also get Super Luigi U with it as well.
Oh, nice!
So you'll get 2 games for one. With that pack as well. So Nintendo is finally going back to the bundle stuff, which actually kind of works out for them because when the new systems come out, they're not going to be bundled with a game.
Aha. Which is how it always was since the
ever since the N64 came out.
Good, the 64.
But yeah, so that's interesting. So we'll see how PS Vita. I'm just hoping they come out with a couple more games. For the Vita. That's the only thing.
Well, so that's what the big push is. There's going to be a lot more titles coming out on. What was it? The Vita. There's like a lot of the independent games are coming out for.
Okay.
It. So that should probably change a lot of that kind of
Actually,
stuff.
I just found out yesterday. It's on the show notes, but I'll touch upon it. With the it's the 20th anniversary of Another World.
Oh yeah.
From the creators of Flashback, and it's now available on
Oh yeah!
So if you guys want to check that out,
it's like the 20th anniversary. Like they've kind of tweaked it a bit.
Actually, the version looks exactly like the first one and stuff. But I know Flashback was just revamped. So that's kind of cool that those games are because I used to love those games. Those games are very like quick decision games, and you had to really figure things out and all that kind of stuff. So I mean, it's very perfect for. And if anybody hasn't played those games, so if you loved. That's what I forgot to talk about. Walking Dead. I completed the Walking Dead game. I have to say it has more gripping, chilling, and more like hurtful, like emotional grasp to it than it did with The Last of Us. Like this game is like you have to make split-second decisions, and sometimes like since when you're first playing it, there's sometimes where you're just like, I didn't want to make that decision. No.
Yeah, I just want
so all this kind of stuff, and then when you think like people are going to be fine, and then you're like no and stuff. So I'll let you borrow that because I'm all done with it. So it'll be a nice playthrough. I'm pretty sure as soon as you start playing it, like as soon as you complete, like that's the cool part is like I would have hated buying these individually when they were just being released because as soon as you beat like the first, like they're all in seasons, so I think there's like 5 seasons. So as soon as you beat like the season 1, you're just like, I gotta keep playing. So far, I think my favorite one was season 2 because it had such a crazy twist with it. I'm not gonna spoil anything, but as soon as you get to season 2, you're just gonna be like, are you freaking serious? Like it's so cool. So, but yeah, definitely let you borrow that. If you haven't played it yet, I highly recommend it. I think it's only like $29.99 right now. So if you do want to buy it, you can also probably get it used, but you get pretty much 5 episodes. It's a good. I would say, I don't know, it took me like, I remember spending all last Friday pretty much beating it and just being like, this was amazing. So, but what is this one?
So this is what's called the PS Vita, PS Vita, which is going to be the device that goes into your television.
Okay.
Launches in Japan in November. It's going to cost about $100. They plan to bundle it with like a DualShock 3 controller and a few other things, and it's going to be about... I think they said with a couple of copies of a game, it's like $150. This is the one that's going to be kind of like an Ouya, where basically on the back of it, it's got a port for a USB, HDMI, USB, and as well as a flash drive. It's just got a power in the back, and basically it's going to allow you to digitally download PS Vita games, PS1 games. You're going to be able to plug it into various things. You're going to be able to plug it into a TV.
Oh, wow,
On a TV, you're going to be able to do like things as Hulu, DMM, You're going to be able to do the PlayStation Store.
So basically, this is for people who want to play Vita games, but don't want to be like, okay, I have to play it on a handheld. I can actually just play it on my TV, which actually this is something that I know I'd probably get.
The other thing, too, is the pops out, and you can opens up, and you can put your Vita games in it, and it'll play it.
Oh, very cool.
So if you had Vita games, you just want to play it on your television, you could do that, too.
Very cool.
So it's kind of neat. It's definitely for people who are, like, wanting to have more of a console, but not at a large price, especially with the PS4 on the way. A lot of people are just kind of like, wow, it looks pretty sweet.
No, yeah, that does look really slick. That's actually kind of cool. Which is funny because Nintendo, again, also was the trendsetter for that, where they used to make those adapters where you could play your Game Boy games onto the thing. Which is funny. They haven't done that since the Wii. And I'm curious if they're ever going to do that where you can actually play old school, games on it. Like, if we want to be like, hey, I want to play some of these DS games on my, console or whatnot. So,
yeah.
But this is a great idea for PlayStation. Unless they're the one thing I would say was just kind of weird is, do you think PlayStation might be getting ahead of themselves? Because if you think about it, now we're slimming down our PS Vitas, we're creating this Vita, and then we have the PlayStation 4 on its way. Or do they feel that we have made so much money with the pre-orders of PS4, we're just going to go ahead and launch as much of this stuff as possible and see what happens?
I honestly think I was comparing this with a couple people at work the other day because somebody was asking me, like, well, what's the difference between this and this? And it was interesting because I ended up telling them, like, well, you got to look at it from Apple's point of view. When Apple came out with the iPod, they had the one style. It sold very well. And then what they started to realize, well, like, there's people who like to jog, so let's make one for that. There's people who want a larger space, and they want to watch videos on it, so there's one for that. They wanted to make one that people want to play games on, so they kind of tailored it to the certain markets so people could get it. That's when the iPhone came out, and same thing, they started tailoring making that, so there's like a 32 gig or 16.
Yeah.
They started to try and customize their products to sell it to the most people, and I think PlayStation's doing that as well. So you get the PS3, you can get a PS3 that used to play PlayStation 1 games for that person.
Yeah.
You can get the PS3 that's slimmer for people who don't have a lot of space. You can now get one that's going to be a PS4. You can get one now that has Vita or Vita Slim so I think they're trying to do the same kind of motif.
Yeah, because I do realize that a lot of people are like, look, I like some of the Vita games that are coming out, but it's like I don't feel the need to buy a handheld console. I was like, I'd rather just sit at home and play it, which is true because some of the games I have bought, they were for the PSP, but I ended up just buying them because they were revamped for the PlayStation 3, and I was like, well, yeah, sometimes I just want to sit on my couch and just play a game. I don't want to have to hold up because I will say this: the charge in a PSP, because I don't have a Vita yet, the PSP isn't really that great. If you don't touch it for a while, that battery's dead, and then you always have to plug it in. So in case you want to play anything and stuff like that. So there's always like those kind of aspects. But what is this coming out? The Child of Light UBI soft framework game looks
poetically. Yeah, it looks poetically beautiful. Basically, they came out with this framework, and they've been talking about it for a while. Basically, there's a video. If you go to ub-art.com, but it goes to the UK site, they created a program that allows you as an artist to draw something, put boxes around it, and animate it, and that's how they're able to kick out some of these very fluid, beautiful animations with like the Rayman and things like that. You've kind of seen it. It's a little bird that pops up at the beginning of the game.
Yeah.
So they were announcing it that the owner of the Ubisoft was trying to release it for free to all developers to have people be like, hey, we want you guys to try it out and improve on your game style. And they had been talking about it since at least about 2010. And I had to look into it. I even inquired to them, like, are you guys planning on doing this? Is there a charge for it? Like, what are you talking about? Because a lot of people were saying, is it free? Is it not? Like, and people didn't really care because they think it's a great tool. And there's a video of them showing you how easy it is.
I'm looking at it now. It's like from Far Cry 3 guys are
so they got the producer from Far Cry 3 and a few other companies built this game called The Child of Light. And it's beautiful, like just the way the game starts. It's very artistic. It looks like it's an RPG.
I'll play a little bit of the. It's probably just music or whatnot, but I'm going to play a little bit of the video.
There's a little voiceover action, man. It's really pretty.
Child, tuck yourself in. Let me tell a story of the moon, the kingdom past, and a girl born for glory. Lost in the world came she.
And I mean, that's all hand-drawn.
Yeah, no, well, that's what I love about the Rayman game, too. It's just exactly like that. This looks beautiful, yeah.
Lost lights to see.
Oh wow, yeah. Okay, I'm sold.
Yeah, so like not only did that one came out and get announced, but then there's another one, which is why I put the note. Ubisoft is on fire with the new UbiArt framework games.
Yeah.
Because now they have another one called Valiant Hearts coming out.
Oh yeah.
8-bit graphic. It looks like there's elements of like Diablo 3, where you're getting like hordes of undead or hordes of like monsters coming at you with a top-down view. But then also they remember that game, the Backlight. Where you sit outside with the thing.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me a little bit of that as well, but it's all 8-bit, and it looks very beautiful as well.
Okay, yeah. I really am so glad that they were doing Rayman games again, and they were doing that kind of aspect with it, because it just looks phenomenal, and like I think that's great. UBI art frame is coming, because I absolutely, it's great because it's like a side-scrolling game, and it's just fun to play, and it's just like really like, and it's funny because you think it's all hand drawn and everything like that, but then you could literally they actually like just didn't do like this basic kind of background, like there's like a bunch of stuff in the background, so it's showing you like the depths of this world and all this kind of stuff. So I'm just watching the movie for that as well, and that's pretty that's pretty cool looking too.
Yeah, so again, like the UB framework, like it's something I was interested in back, and I'm still am, because as I see all these other projects coming out, you're just like, oh my god, these things look so good. So definitely, if you have an opportunity, look into UB art, the framework and stuff.
Yeah.
They have other people who've done like student films and things with it.
Oh, very cool.
Very pretty. Like it's all basically like you can take an illustration you did on the computer, couple boxes, quick motions, and it does a squash and stretch, does the motions. Like, so what it makes it easier is you can rig your character to then have like basically like think of a 3D character with all your movements.
Yes.
So now, but imagine that now in 2D. So now, like if you want your character to punch, instead of you having to sit there and animate, 6 or 7 stills of him punching, you can just do a couple of quick little animations and it'll do it, and then you can key it in.
Well, yeah, I mean that's like the cool part. Like if you watch like with the Rayman, like you literally just see like the character, you just kind of like sitting there like this, and they'll do like different little movements and stuff. Like every character has their thing, even how like some of them run and how they like react and like fight and stuff like that. And then it's like it's just very just kind of cool, just to see all that kind of stuff, like with the basic, just all these kind of basic animations again with the cartoon style, which I absolutely just think is fantastic looking. So again, pick up the Rayman Legends, people.
Oh yeah,
it's freaking good, man.
And it does look good. Like definitely that would
like that's actually one of the games I did not get to play like multiplayer with.
And see, that was funny because you had talked about Origins when that came out.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, and they had a demo on the 360, so I'm like, I'll check it out. And I was like totally hooked. Like I was like, this is a great game.
It's just a great fun game and stuff like that. And as much as it's like like a one hit and you're dead kind of thing, and then you
still
can
makes it like a Sonic game, which
you could still make like you still grab like hearts, and then you have like 2 hits and stuff, but it does give you that kind of like challenge and everything like that, so it is kind of cool.
It's more about
the cool
gameplay.
part. Yeah, it's more about gameplay. But the cool part they did with Legends, they did make checkpoints, because in the first one, like there was like some levels where you literally just had to run all the way through, and you had to make like split-second decisions and stuff like that. So sometimes you would die, and then you would have to start all the way from the beginning. But this one, they actually did do like ones where you're doing this thing. So what is this Microsoft? Was it Contra?
Yeah, Cortana.
Cortana.
So they're trying to do a voice similar to Siri for their new mobile phones.
Oh. And
they actually were looking into it, and they decided that they're going to name it Cortana.
Oh, very nice.
They're going to use her to start kind of be that voice for the
Which is
Microsoft.
funny, because Cortana's voice is voiced by the same person who does Princess Peach's voice, and Zoe from Left 4 Dead.
So they said it's pretty neat. So they said from Halo to Hello, Microsoft joins the mobile voice assistance fray with a Bing-powered technology, codenamed after the AI from the popular Xbox video game. So they're still working on it. They wanted to work on the tablets, the new things like that.
Very cool.
And it's mainly they said a lot of people are using like Siri and stuff because people who are visually impaired.
Yes.
So they still want to know, like, where do I go? Like, it'll tell them to feed, blah, 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 translate things for them. Now, Siri's now in all these other languages where you can say Siri German, Siri this, she'll speak it back to you. So even one classroom is using the Siri technology to teach people how to speak languages.
Oh, very nice.
So if you wanted to learn a language, like she'll repeat it back to you in a dialect that you can understand them.
Oh, cool.
So they're saying that that's what Microsoft says. That's the future. Like, you're going to be able to talk to your PC, basically like Jarvis in the
Iron Man.
And that's what they're saying. And that's where the technology is going. And that's kind of what they're basing it on. Is
cool.
The ability to walk into your house, say hello, name your house something like, hello, Jacob, how are you? And it would be like, oh, hello, I've turned on the stove, I've done this. Like, it kind of fills you in where you're at.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
So they're definitely looking into that. So I thought it was kind of neat that they are applying something like that they've created, which was the Cortana and the Halo universe, and kind of bringing
or
it
they're
all
foreshadowing
together.
something.
Yeah, exactly. Like
the Covenant's coming.
They're coming.
And then we're going to have that crazy, get me my arbiter sauce. So, yeah, that's actually pretty interesting. The only other thing you have here is, Diablo 3 is out on the...
yeah, it came out.
But have you played the demo yet? The demo goes all the way up to, like, the skeleton
and that's how it was on the PC, too. Is the PC gave you all the way up to the skeleton king, which is level 8 or 9.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think it's good demo. Like, you get a lot...
Yeah, because I told Matt that. He's like, yeah, it goes all the way up to him. I'm like, dude, that's almost 2 hours of gameplay right there.
For a demo.
Which
is
pretty. And the cool part is not only if you finish that demo, when you buy the game, you can take your character and transfer it over.
Like, so you don't like, oh, this demo's. And then what I like is that demo is not just like some random thing they put together. That's part of the game.
Yeah, that's basically the opening of the game because I played the game and like you get to the Skeleton King and like
that battle is pretty wicked too.
Yeah, that was pretty hard for me too because I had to change up my tactics and stuff.
Like,
what
I like is he comes at you and you're like, okay, no big deal, and then all of a sudden he's like right there.
Yeah,
and you're like,
well, it was cool because I leveled my character up so much that I was able to use this one move that the Demon Hunter has where you can literally like hit a button and you'll transport, like you'll do like a roll out of the way and stuff like that. So that helped me a lot during that. But then it was cool because then I throw down this trap that they have and it slows them down.
All right,
so he'd come at you and then you could just sit there and shoot at him and stuff like that. So I mean, there's really you really have to like figure out your tactics because when I try to beat him with the barbarian, like all I really had was just like,
I found that dash works really well with him because you can knock him back a little bit and then kind of resituate like, okay, what am I doing?
But without further ado, do we have any shout outs this week?
We do have a few. I didn't put them in the notes because I literally got hit with a whole bunch of them on Twitter and stuff.
Oh, okay.
But one thing I wanted to promote is right away we went ahead thanks to Madam Geek telling us about Teespring, teespring.com. If you look at teespring.com/arcadebros, we have our beer pong shirt that we've been trying to sell.
Oh.
Now on there, I got rid of Zazzle. We tried them, $30 a pop.
Yeah, not worth it.
This shirt, front and back design.
Ooh.
Which we were trying to do then.
Yeah.
$12.50.
Perfect.
Exactly what I wanted to charge for it. They'll ship it right to your house. You can choose the size. We have it in a nice lime green color to kind of add to that like green.
Now, can you pick any color of the shirt, or is it only in the lime green?
I think we have it in lime green, but it's a certain brand shirt that we have. But there are all other options. So one of two things: you can either write to us and tell us what color shirt you would want it in, and we can retry it again at another time. Or if you really just want this version, you can go on our teespring.com/arcadebros.
Now, do we have a link from our actual site too?
We will put it on the site. Right now it's just going through like social media trying to promote it.
Okay.
And then we'll put a page up or a link up to it. So if you click on the shop, it'll go
now
there.
Is there a thing going on like if we get so many sels?
Basically, we're asking for 100. If we get more than 100, the price of it is, I think, the same. It's still $12.50. We do get a nice cutback. They'll make a very nice cut. Like that's what I like about it. Is like Teespring, because they're going to be doing the shipping, the printing, the manufacturing, the everything.
Yeah.
The handling of the billing, the transactions, and all that stuff. They're going to get a nice chunk. Like I did the math, and it was like, oh wow.
Oh, okay.
Making a nice chunk, which I'd like to be making. Basically, if we sell 100 shirts, we make about $325.
Oh, very nice.
So for 100 shirts, whereas doing it through Zazzle, we'd be like if we made $50, and we'd have to sell 100 shirts at $30.
Yeah.
So I mean, Zazzle's cool if you're like a designer and you have like very fancy, like intricate designs, and they're only like front designs because this moment I put a design on the back, which literally says "Get Gaming."
Yeah.
They wanted like to charge an extra $30 for that, and I was like, "You got to be kidding me!" So Zazzle's cool. Like I'm not gonna put them down, but like they are per order. Like they are. Where this company Teespring is basically going to say, okay, if you can get to 100 shirts, we can run 100 of them in the sizes that people want, send them out for you, and that way it's a lower cost to them.
Yes.
And that's how they're able to kick us back a couple bucks. So as you order more, then there's a little bit more to us and a little less, easier on them.
Very cool. So I did see I saw the shirt design like a while ago when you first posted. It looks fantastic. So I figured check it out. It's called Beer Pong. It's pretty much like Pong but with beer glasses. It's a very cool design. So if you do want to help support the Arcade Bros, go ahead and check out our T-shirts finally. Thanks to the wonderful design of Kyle.
Yeah, I'll be definitely doing them all on Teespring now because I mean like we have some really good designs.
Yeah, we've have a lot of. I mean every shirt that you send
that's the price that I really want to charge. I don't want to charge. We talked about this. Like, we really don't want to understand like the $30 T-shirt to you folks.
Yeah,
it's like that. Just
no. I mean, you want to help support the show? Go ahead and buy yourself a cool T-shirt. I mean, I've seen a bunch of the ones that Kyle has designed, and the cool part is like I'm not just saying this because I want people to buy the T-shirts, but it's very rare for me when I find a T-shirt that I'm like, this is a really cool design. I want. I mean, literally, I think there was only one that I was like, all right, that's not the one for me, but pretty much every other one you designed, it's like, I want that.
And they were all pretty good. Like, I liked how they all came out. They're all either 1 to 2 colors, and they're really good. But the problem is like you get them to try and print somewhere, and they want an arm and a leg for the production, and that's eventually what we want to do. What I want to do, my goal is to we start earning some money on these, or we start trying to sell some shirts, at least see that people like them. We can then buy a big batch of them and sell them ourselves.
Yes.
Cut out those people and ship them ourselves and do all that ourselves. So right now I don't mind sharing the wealth with Teespring because obviously they got a great system in mind. I've already ordered a shirt. It took me no time. You know, you put in your card information. If you're not happy with the product, they'll take it back. No questions asked. You know, it's very professionally done, very easy to use. You don't need to create a login or password. You can log in with Facebook. You know, you don't have to create anything specific.
Oh, very cool, very cool.
So, yeah, definitely. We already have 3 backers, which I'm pretty impressed with. Like,
oh, really?
It only just started. We already have 3.
3 people who have bought in shirts?
People who went online and used a credit card and said, I want a shirt of this.
Awesome.
We have another 2 weeks and 5 days for you guys to try and buy it before it runs out. Similar like Kickstarter, we have a limited time because obviously they want to print them as well.
Yeah.
So definitely, if you guys want some products, teespring.com/arcadebros.
Arcade Bros. Give a little support to us. Give us a little bit of love.
And we have it on social media. We'll put it on the website as a button. And then the best part, too, is on our website, we have the donation button up for our Arcade Bros for the
Extra Life for Kids.
Life.
Very
so
cool.
If you want to donate, too, go right there. Done deal. Like, we're ready to go. So
very cool. Okay, well, that's awesome. I think I'm going to have to create a bumper for this episode about the we'll go ahead and do that.
Teespring.
But so without further ado, should we get to our Get Gaming question of the week?
Yeah, we should. Oh, we also had 11 likes on that shirt already. Wow.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just on the page it says
Very
11.
nice.
So that's pretty good. Yeah, so Get Gaming question of this week was...
That's right, kids. It's time for the Get Gaming question of the week. Hashtag Get Gaming.
Now, this question of the week was thought up by you, and you said, question of the week is the best fighting game of all time.
Yes.
Now, what would be your favorite fighting game of all time?
To be surprisingly random, Killer Instinct. I actually like that game a lot. I felt that was the first game that actually gave us real characters that were designed specifically a certain way. Like, it wasn't just like, oh, let's throw whatever in there. Clay Fighters was a good one too, but I definitely liked the way that Killer Instinct was portrayed. The first mature game on the consoles that were designed by like Rare, I think.
Yeah, it was. I think Rare's
Nintendo,
first mature game.
Their
yeah,
real first like pushing the boundaries, saying we're doing mature now, and they didn't do it in a way that it was like, oh, look at her boobs hanging out, or things that they did it like, and the gore even wasn't that bad.
Yeah, it wasn't really even that bad.
It was just more like, oh, he felt like the pit thing and stuff like that. Like, it was cool. I grew up. We played Mortal Kombat growing up.
Yeah, Mortal Kombat.
And I just always liked this, the silly gifs of the guy, finish him and
finish him,
map, and you just hit him once, and you're like,
yeah, because you're like, no, that's not what I wanted to do.
Combos, But yeah, so that was my favorite. How about you, Steve? What was
it's very different because I do like the Marvel vs. Capcom franchise, Street Fighter, but I will have to go. Probably my favorite fighting game of all time is going to have to probably be the Super Smash Bros. Franchise.
That is a good
I like how simple it is to pick up, how easy the special moves are. They're not like too many things to remember. It's just a fun game. It's a game where 4 people can play at a time, and you just have a blast like playing it every time. So I'm going to go with the Super Smash Bros. Gaming series. Now, Eric Dewey from Socially Awkward, Science and Beer, Majesty Secret Podcast, and
owner of the Fern.
He said Street Fighter 2, Chun-Li was smoking.
She was smoking. Literally, she had a joint there.
Yeah, she smoked all the time.
I had a couple of responses on Twitter. Let me see here. I think we had Prometheus say something. Let me see here.
He probably said Street Fighter, I guarantee.
Yeah, Street Fighter. That was his. Straight out of Austin.
I do have to say, with Prometheus, with Street Fighter, he found the cheapest way to kill you. He would do Guile's flash kick.
Oh, yeah.
He would just sit in the corner, and every time he'd go, there was no way to deflect it, and he would just win that way, and you get angry.
We also had at Norina_LFC. She said, what was hers? She said, surprisingly, she likes the PlayStation one, the battle one that they came out with. where it's like Smash Bros, but it was all PlayStation
Oh,
characters.
the PlayStation All-Star Battle?
She likes it, but then of course, like she's like, I'm a big PS fan.
Well,
so.
I like the idea of the game, and I think
Just
the
they
characters
didn't
are
take
cool,
the-
but they just didn't take everything that was great about Smash Bros. And put it in there, because literally, you and I could just battle for ages until one of us finally uses our special, and that's how you have to kill people, so it's just kind of, I don't know. I think it's a great idea, they just didn't deliver it correctly, but to each his own.
And then we had a guy too, the C Projects, the SI _ project. He's also using the Get Gaming as well. He's also using retro gaming because what he wants to do is he's basically like, I need gaming buddies, someone to share the trials and tribulations of online gaming.
Oh,
So he like asked if he could use our Get Gaming to kind of help us like both promote.
very cool.
So I said sure, and then what he said was his favorite fighting game was the what was it, SNK?
Oh, okay, yeah, by Capcom.
Yeah, he liked that one a lot, and also Fatal because it
Fatal
had,
Fury.
had the Fatal Fury characters. And
Yeah.
had, like a lot of those kind of those next gen Final Fight.
Yeah,
those
like the
kinda
Final Fights
characters.
and everything, yeah.
So he liked that one a lot. He said Tekken too. He grew up playing Tekken
Yeah.
with the mash. He said he couldn't beat his sister because his sister had huge hands.
Oh, yeah?
So she would just mash the buttons like all at like her thumb could mash like 2
Oh,
buttons.
jeez.
And she was just able to always own him as a kid. He goes, so that was his. And then it looks like Team Meat at Super Meat Boy
Oh.
had replied to us because I guess we had just followed them or something, and they had said,
Crazy.
let me see where you at, Team Meat. I just had you.
Kyle's trying to find the stuff when he finds it's going.
Oh, I guess they said, well, the one that they really like is one that they're working on right now, featuring some of their characters that they've developed. As a fighting
cool.
game. So he's, I guess, trying to cross promote you. So.
No, that's all right. Hey, at least he replied to us.
But so there's those guys. Those are our Twitter Get Gaming followers.
Very cool. Very cool. I think that's going to wrap it up for this week.
Do
Unless you have,
shout-outs?
do we have shout-outs?
I only have a handful. We have Prometheus and Austin on Twitter.
Very nice.
We have Jonathan_Below. He has a game. I don't know if you've played it. It's the game called The Thousand Thorns.
No, I have not
It
played
is the hardest effing game anyone will try. It's on Xbox 360. 40 Microsoft points.
Okay.
Worth every penny. Because literally it's like that game. I don't know if everyone has seen that video of Cat Mario, where the guy is playing like a version of Mario, but it's with this little cat. And so, like, you jump to hit the mushroom, you get the mushroom, and then you die. And he's like, oh, that's weird. And then it shows him run, gets a coin, he dies. He jumps, and then this whole platform falls on him, he dies. He gets trapped underneath this thing and jumps, and he hits a block.
Uh-huh.
But then there's only, like, a gorge for him to jump in. So then he's like, huh. So then he goes back and jumps, hits another block. So then he realizes, like, no. Like, he cannot get out unless he jumps down the hole. So then he's like, and he jumps diagonal, like, yeah. And then he hits another one, like, ding, and falls down.
Oh, man.
And then he gets like the flag, and then same thing again. It's like no, like he dies when he gets the flag.
That's all it is.
That's all it is. So Thousand Thorns. Jonathan Blow did this game called The Thousand Thorns, and what it is you have 1,000 lives,
Uh-huh.
and it's just one map, and you try to get a key, try to do all this stuff, but like you walk like in, dead. You walk a little further, jump over that thing, walk a little further, dead. You do this, there's a scorpion, dead. You find out, oh, I have a knife, I'm going to kill the scorpion.
Yeah.
Kill the scorpion dies, lands on something, you jump over there, dead.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like and then it's like as you're going through the game, you're remembering like, okay, well, wait, I have to do this, then this,
then this.
So
Oh, okay.
that's kind of like a neat.
Oh, I'll have
reverse
to, I'll have to
puzzle.
check that out then.
Only 40 Microsoft points. Great game. It reminds you of Indiana Jones because the character looks kind of like Indiana Jones.
Like the...
It's hilarious, but it's all 8-bit. It's like
that's
fun
awesome.
as hell. It's like such a good game.
All right.
Music's really good in it, but it's like so like you just want to keep playing it because you're like, I want to
get this far.
Yeah.
Okay, that's funny.
So he gave us a shout out and follow. Of course, our famous friend Sam Fisher keeps following us like no other. Keeps retweeting stuff that we tweet to him.
Very nice.
And also the Batman at the Batman.
Oh yeah.
I sent him in a message because I said no one sneaks up on Sam Fisher, not even the Batman. And the Batman tweeted back like, "Oh really?" And I said, "Look behind you, Batman. Who's there? Sam Fisher." And so then they themselves started saying stuff like who fears the Batman? I was like, Sam Fisher's. I was like, but who does Batman fear? And it was like Sam Fisher. That's how they started going back and forth. So we're
that's
give
funny.
them a shout out. Starfleet Escape retweeted us. Prometheus Straight Out Austin, they retweeted us.
Very nice.
We had a lady at Poo_getup. She's a lovely Asian lady who wanted us to join some cash grab thing, but she also gave us a shout out. Then we had at Like It Dual Boy.
Mm-hmm.
Also followed us and give us a retweet. Now that I'm done waiting for the game, I can't wait to get it for download. Thanks to Arcade Bros for the Mountain Dew DOE at GTAV.
Oh, very
he must
nice.
have been at our event that night, so let's give young Kakarot. That's his name.
Oh, Kakarot.
Yeah, young
Kakarot!
Kakarot. He's following us now.
It's over 9,000!
So he was at our event last night.
Very cool.
And then, yeah, that was pretty much it.
Okay, cool. Without further ado, we'll do the release dates. Obviously, it's already out. The Legend of Zelda Wii U bundle came out on Friday, September 20th. The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker HD single video game will be released on October 4th. Beyond Two Souls, October 8th. Batman Arkham Origins will be released on October 25th. Black Flag Assassin's Creed, also October 25th. Wii Party U will be released on October 25th as well. Then we have the PS4 will be released on November 15th. Watch Dogs November 19th. Xbox One will be November 22nd. Super Mario World 3D will be November 27th. And Donkey Kong Tropic Freeze will be December 6th. We'll keep you up to date with all the other games that will be released. I'm pretty sure there's going to be a couple more that will be coming out. Of course, you can find me at Stephen Mooney Jr. on the Twitter, or you can follow us at Arcade Bros, at Arcade_Bros. Also, don't forget, we're at arcade-bros.com, part of the 4i Radio Network, The Fern. Or if you want to just go to find out more shows, is just 4iradio.com. My gamer tag, of course, is School Days, SKOOLDAZE069. That will be on Xbox, Wii U, Steam, and I think that's it. And then PlayStation is exactly the same, but minus the 0, so just at the end is School Days 69. Kyle, where can they find you?
They can find me at Mooney Studios, and my gamer tag on both the PlayStation Network and the Xbox 360 or Xbox Live is Broken R0B0 or Robo. So yeah, you can check me out there and follow us there. Follow us, of course, at arcadebros.com with a dash.
Also, if you want to buy our t-shirts,
teespring.com/arcadebros. We're promoting that because obviously it's really cheap. It's a design we love, and yeah, we think you guys would like it a lot.
And don't forget to also help support us with the Extra Life for Kids. All the donations are going to the Phoenix, Arizona Children's Hospital, so it's a great cause. It's November 2nd. Of course, you can also be gaming early and rack up your 25 hours of gameplay. You can play pretty much on every system, even mobile gaming. For more information, go to www.extra-life.org for kids. Search for Arcade Bros. Whether you want to play on our team or you want to donate, we help to support. This is our first year doing it. And without further ado, until next time, kids, keep on gaming. This has been another fine production of the 4i Radio Network. For more great shows, check out www.4iradio.com. Bomber! Woo! Woo!
Like it.